Boundary.
This is we. This is we. This is we. This is we. This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we. This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
This is we.
Yeah. Living in the positive.
Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station, empowering entrepreneurs from small to tall. Insights, inspiration, and expert advice to help our small businesses realize their immense potential to grow and flourish and take their rightful vital place in our economy. Let's help our small businesses go global. Only on Q95, the big station.
We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, boost the economy, purchasing local, the best remedy to propel, why do fully?
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Beacon's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call Archipelago Trading at 448-5247 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
Don't sleep, wake up. Kalaya money. Wake up. Kalaya money.
And good afternoon. It is 2 minutes. Sorry, that's 2 minutes past the hour of 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And of course, it's another episode of the Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB, brought to you compliments Archipelago Trading Agents for Beacon Insurance Limited. And of course, it's a pleasure being with you guys this afternoon. Of course, we do hope that you will enjoy this episode of the program. And of course, on Tuesday, we had a blast, and today it's no different.
Let me see you. Let me see you.
And of course, we are live on our Facebook and YouTube pages. That's Q95 FM Radio. And of course, today we do hope that we will keep you guys informed, educated, and entertained at the same time. And those of you on our Facebook Live and listening to us via radio, good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. And of course, if you are live on our Facebook page, you can see that we have a bunch of young people in studio this afternoon. And it's everything youth empowerment, youth development, youth in leadership. And we're going to get started after this short break from our sponsors.
Yeah. Living in the positive.
Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station, empowering entrepreneurs from small to tall. Insights, inspiration, and expert advice to help our small businesses realize their immense potential to grow and flourish and take their rightful vital place in our economy. Let's help our small businesses go global. Only on Q95, the big station.
We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, boost the economy, purchasing local, the best remedy to propel, why do fully?
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Beacon's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call Archipelago Trading at 448-5247 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
And we are back right here in studio. And of course, let's get our program started. We got a couple minutes, more than a couple minutes, of course, to get started. And of course, today we're here with Project Discovery Dominica, and we're discussing everything youth empowerment and education, youth in leadership position. And of course, we're going to allow our guest here in studio to introduce themselves and the positions that they hold in Project Discovery Dominica, starting off with ladies first.
Good afternoon. My name is Raquel Libla, and I am the treasurer of Project Discovery Dominica.
Next.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm Cameron Augustin. I'm the current president of Project Discovery Dominica.
Good afternoon. My name is Jayud Nadesi, and I am the communications officer of Project Discovery Dominica.
And good afternoon to all the listeners of Q95 FM. My name is Richie Farrell, and I am the communications director of Project Discovery Dominica.
Yes, and thank you guys so much for coming in or agreeing to come in. And of course, we look forward to having a very informative and interactive discussion as we discuss Project Discovery. So to get started, we want to really set the foundation for the discussion on Project Discovery Dominica. So I will allow you guys to really allow our viewers and listeners the opportunity to really, hear a bit more about Project Discovery Dominica.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Balmond. I'll hit the ground running. Project Discovery Dominica. Well, first of all, Project Discovery Inc. This is basically a non-profit company. It is registered with the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office in the government of Barbados, actually under the Companies Act of Barbados. The date of registration, I believe, was December 22nd, 2008. The company has designed a community service learning program for the Caribbean's youth.
Yeah.
Project Discovery is community-based. It's a community service learning program for youth of the Caribbean, especially but not exclusively students of the Caribbean Examination Council, Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, CSEC, and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE. We normally target, or the NGO targets students or youth within the age range of 16 to 25. And they also focus on polytechnics and other regional tertiary institutions. The program allows students to investigate critical areas of national development while performing volunteer community service in a host country, Dominica being the newest addition to that. The vision of the organization, Project Discovery, exists to be a model of community service learning, engaging participants in decompartmentalizing learning with an integrated approach, which optimizes information and experience to revolutionize the perspectives and opportunities for young people, while focusing on sustainable development and environmental best practices. That's the vision of Project Discovery. Project Discovery Dominica is one chapter in that. And I believe we have Guyana, we have Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados,
Trinidad
and Tobago, and now Dominica, major island of the Caribbean.
Wow, so it's a very wide network of
yes, and we're getting big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course the overview of the entire organization really set the tone for the entire program. So as you mentioned, the mission or the vision of the organization. One question I really wanted to ask is, based on the needs of Dominica, the needs and the issues, really, can you specify what are some of the projects or initiatives that the organization hopes to really come up with to address some of these issues that relates to young people?
That's an excellent question. I could direct that to our president, but I could probably just answer it. Basically, there are a lot of projects that we have planned. They're not fully fleshed out at the moment because we are focusing on CARIFED 2024, which we can talk about that one in depth. But I can tell you generally, Project Discovery Dominica is fully tailored to, I would say, address some of the concerns or the major concerns that youth go through, and I dare say Dominicans, because we are very nature-based. So our projects would support sustainability, environmental sustainability, environmental preservation, things of that nature, and be solutions-based. Even on an economic level, we're talking about capacity building of the youth and all of that. So that's really where the gist of our projects would lie in the near future after CARIFED 2024.
Yeah. So let me direct a question towards the president of the organization. We know that there are a lot of NGOs that are based here in Dominica that branch out from other international organizations. Does Project Discovery Dominica have any plans to really collaborate? Because I'm huge on collaboration as it relates to youth spaces in terms of meeting the needs or addressing the issues that young people face on island. So is this one of the plans of the organization to really focus on collaboration in order to accomplish the objectives that Project Discovery will soon start addressing?
Well, yes, I mean, most of these organizations that we would want to deal with is dealing with the youth, and I mean, it's not a competition. So I mean, we're gonna work together in any way that we can, basically.
Yeah. So you guys, in terms of membership of the organization, how does one become a member of Project Discovery?
You basically just register. You can just Google it or go on our Facebook page, and there's a form, and you just sign up, and then when we have a meeting, show up, and basically that's it. You're part of Project Discovery.
Wow. So, and name of your, I mean, maybe there are young persons. Well, there are young persons listening to the program, viewing live on Facebook as well. What are some of the platforms that they can access your application form, if there are any, or what are the various channels that they can contact you guys to become a member?
Well, there are we have a number. So if you want more information, you can reach out to us. That's not a problem. Or you can email us. As like I said, you can just go on Project Discovery Dominica on Facebook, and you will. Yeah, that's basically it.
So basically, for the Dominica chapter, which is us, you can email us, as our president said, at projectdiscoverydom@gmail.com, and you can contact us by telephone number 615-0200. And you can just message us, like he said, on Facebook, go on our official Facebook page, which is PDDOM. So once you type that in, you're basically going to get our Facebook page, and you can just send us a message through Facebook, and we will reply to that.
Yes. So if you're planning to become a member and you're listening or viewing right now, it's contact them on their social media page. You can also reach out to them via the number that was provided. Will be given over again during the program, and you can send them a message as it relates. And the age range is 16 to 25. Well, the age range in particular, it differs based on organizations. What if someone is like older than 26?
Yeah,
what happens?
You can join Project Discovery. I mean, you cannot be like on, let's say, the president or the vice president, but you can be on the executive, like for Mr. Richie, for example. Yeah. So there's room for everyone. I mean, there's older people in Project Discovery, but it is youth led. So
why should persons join Project Discovery?
Why should it? Okay, well, Project Discovery, for example, we have different programs like CARIFED, and you can CARIFED. We have it's every summer, every year. It's in a different Caribbean island. Yeah, so it's in this year.
So let's touch a bit more on CARIFED while you're at it. What is CARIFED?
CARIFED is hands-on learning. You go to other countries and you immerse yourself in the culture, how they do things, and you think differently. Like, for example, You go to, like in Trinidad, for example, I went to point 14, and we did protest, to the gas, and when they do their gas and oil, and you know we just got to they showed us everything, the complex, the swimming pools where the athletes go on, and then after that you right you okay, so basically, sorry about that, my apologies. So basically after that you start a program, and you have to create your own program. So it's like it's free people, and you have to come together and pitch out ideas, and then you have to present those ideas in front of a panel of judges. Basically, you creating your own project, and like our project, our one was about absenteeism, father's absenteeism in the household, and we came up with the idea about having different mentors to guide these young men that do not have fathers. So we'd reach out to, like, let's say people in society, like an officer, let's say, and ask him if he'd like to, sponsor some time with a young, spend some time with a young individual, and get to know him and just show them that somebody's there out there for them, that they actually care and wants to look out for them.
So to continue on his final point, what he was trying to explain is the CARIFED Challenge, which is a part of CARIFED, which is carried for August 16, 2024 from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And what is the meaning of CARIFED? I was trying to really get that point proceed.
CARIFED is Caribbean Youth Forum on Environment and Development.
And what are some of the areas? I mean, you guys will be hosting CARIFED this year. So what is the objective of the mission or the activities? I mean, this is one of the activities that you have planned as part of hosting CARIFED. So while we're still, so stick a pin in this, that you guys hosting CARIFED. In terms of communication and getting information out there, let's really touch on that part. How has efforts been progressed so far in reaching out, advertising this particular event as much as possible? Of course, let's pose this question to you directly.
Okay, so as the communications officer, I can speak on that by saying that as we're sitting here today, this is one of the methods of getting it out there, not just project discovery, but we're trying to get people to engage in CARIFED. So we have basically listed a few interviews with different media houses during the course of this month till the end of June, hopefully, to advertise, and we're trying to get out to people. We're posting flyers, we launched our page, and that's how we are trying to, just get it out to the media first, and then engage in schools. Basically, we plan on doing seminars at schools before school closes for this year to get the secondary school students especially to enroll with us. And we are just trying our best to get it out there to the media houses. That's our focus right now. Interviews, flyers, posts on social media.
Oh, and you guys are registered here in Dominica. I like to really touch a bit on this issue, since we're being in the youth space, we have seen that it's been a constant challenge in terms of registering branched out organizations here on island. What was the process like in terms of really registering and introducing?
Okay, so what happened was, it's actually quite interesting. Last year, for the first time, Dominica took part in CARIFED. And before that, Project Discovery Dominica wasn't really organized. So we asked for sponsorship from the government of Dominica to get 3 of our members to travel to Trinidad and Tobago, I believe, to go to CARIFED. And part of the agreement we had with them was that if, let's say, they sponsor us to go to Trinidad, in turn, we will host CARIFED, which does make us automatically, our registration process was easier due to the route we took to get sponsors and go to CARIFED.
Well, of course, it's really interesting, to be honest. And while we're on the entire youth space, you guys are very, in terms of your mission objective, your vision, it's very diverse, per se. But let's move forward in future. Let's say 5-10 years from 2024. What tell me, paint a picture for our listeners, because we like our listeners and viewers to really get a picture of, what the small business or what the organization is about. So really paint me a picture. In the next 10 years, what are some of the activities that you guys see yourself hosting or collaborating upon? And why is it important that you create these projects and initiatives that focuses on this particular issue?
Okay, well, Project Discovery is like a family. So it's like no matter how old you are, you could be 60, 80. That's how long we want it to go on, basically. You can still be a part of Project Discovery. So it's really helping each other. Like, for example, if somebody's not strong in math or English, we can ask anybody in the group, basically, who is strong in those fields to help you and, get you to where you want to be. So it's just a family, building strong connections and
also, since Project Discovery is based on more of community service, getting young people to engage in their community, one of the things we plan on doing in the future is helping children to gain their service learning hours, because we know that is very important to graduate even from secondary school education. So we plan on putting projects in place, especially during CARIFED, where we introduce them to the process of community service for youth development training programs, different programs that will be held. And this will in turn help them get a feel of community, what it means to engage in your community, give back to your community in a meaningful way, while also developing yourself holistically as a young person.
I just want to add to that, to what the president and the communications officer said. Project Discovery, long after CARIFED, basically it will facilitate the total development of students at the pre-university stage. So like Jody said, even to graduate from high school, college, you need basically that level of community service, that level of community engagement. Project Discovery gives you access to get that. And so even at that stage, we help with the development of the youth. And we help in terms of, we focus on building clearly defined bridges, linking academic development to community service, and to make students more globally aware, more culturally literate, more civically engaged and responsive to the needs of others. So we also want to teach ethics in terms of work ethics, all that they would be learning through the different programs that would be offered. There'll be training opportunities, a lot of capacity building. So we have a youth that is not just engaged with the community, but even to enter the workforce. You have a group of people with a high level of moral ethics. They are ethical, they are productive. And that's the trend we want to bring Dominica's youth. We want the next generation to be way better than we ever were. And so to do that, Project Discovery is on this mission of youth development. We want to specify and actually emphasize that a lot in the programs. For example, some of the programs would be on the areas of advocacy, research, documentation, studying excellence and success, innovation and development, like I said, student assistance, and a focus on the environment as well, sustainability. So that is the mission, so to speak, of Project Discovery, long after CARIFED is completed for Dominica this year.
And of course, I mean, this is one of the questions I am constantly faced with being part of organizations. It's the area of transparency and accountability. And this is important since you guys are new and upcoming on island. So how do you plan? I mean, any member here can answer that question. How do you guys plan to ensure that transparency and accountability remains one of the top areas within your organization as relates to members really being kept in the loop of the operations?
Okay, so as the communication officer, I believe that it is my responsibility to be accountable and to keep everyone updated on the various events. I have to prepare brochures, flyers, social media posts, because there's a social media page and it's not going to run itself.
Yeah.
And in order to keep your followers updated, you have to constantly update, post a story. For example, we're having an interview. I have at the end of this interview to post the link to let people know, like, this is where we were today and this is what happened and so forth. So we have to constantly keep updating. So as things go, as things happen, we have to update. That's the best way, because we have technology to our advantage, and everyone has a phone, I might say, or access to internet these days.
Yeah.
Especially young people. So, just get it out there via social media. News travels quickly on social media.
That's true. And of course, let's jump, since we're in the area of accountability and transparency, let's jump into the accounting aspect. In terms of funding, what are some, maybe everyone's asking a question in minds right now. Sources of funding, etc. The area of transparency, we're still on this, and accountability. What are some of the, as a treasurer, because we're now really touching on your duties. So as a treasurer, right, in terms of funding, does the organization currently have a bank account that is established right now to really reserve on the various funds that you receive for projects?
So currently, Project Discovery Dominica doesn't have a bank account.
Okay.
Actually, I can chime in on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, what should I say? It's pending, because I was informed basically by the team that's getting this done, that the teller, the bank teller, or the person in charge of administering, creating these new accounts, was on vacation. And so there was no one else that could actually get this done. So until this person returns and reviews the documents, which we have already provided, the bank account cannot be established. So that is what we're waiting on. So it's not a fault of the executive in terms of us not being ready to get this done, so that when funding is received, we can get it. It's more or less an institutional concern. Yeah.
Also, because it is a new organization, we have not officially launched as yet. This is the aim of CARIFED. We want to launch Project Discovery and host it for the first time, and then we move forward. So all this is a process of trying to launch an organization while hosting one of the biggest youth events of the year.
And the launch for the Project Discovery Dominica will take place when?
During CARIFED on the first day, during the opening ceremony. We are hoping that we will be inviting government officials and respectable people of society to be part of it when we launch our executives. For example, we'll be presenting who is our president or treasurer, secretary, communications officer, and all this will be done in the opening ceremony. So it will be sort of like a two-in-one per se. We introduce ourselves not just to the Dominican Project Discovery team, but also those that will be visiting from all the other Caribbean islands.
And of course, what are some of the challenges that you guys anticipate to face? And what are some of the ways? I mean, we always have to keep really 5 steps ahead. So what are some of the challenges that you guys anticipate to face? And what are some of the ways that you have really come up with to address some of these challenges?
Okay, so
anyone can answer.
So a challenge that I see, because it's a bit, I don't want to say impossible or difficult, but it can be a little challenging to get young people to become active in organizations, because if you want young people to show up, you have to make it interactive. So what our aim as Project Discovery is to remain interactive. That's why we want so much to host CARIFED. So introducing young people to us during the first time and then having them engage in so many different activities, it will give them a feel of what to expect in the future. So in order to get young people to engage, which is one of our biggest challenges because it's a new organization, you have to get collaboration, you have to network. So we are willing to put the work forward and go access social media, use it to our advantage, and make it as educational and interesting as we possibly can for the young people with the activities that we plan on hosting in the near future.
So what are some of the strategies that the organization will employ to ensure, I mean, you guys did mention sustainability and environmental awareness. So what are some of the strategies that you guys were looking to employ to really ensure that you touch on these areas?
So this year we are hosting a few seminars
Okay.
because our theme for CARIFED this year is sustainable ecotourism in the Caribbean. That's a very interesting, very broad topic. It's very interesting. And we are hosting a few seminars with various people on island on things like how can the indigenous people help with tourism? How can us as an island promote ecotourism, as well as different case studies, how to build your case studies, how to conduct research. So we have a few seminars on hand that we plan on hosting for the young people to participate, especially those coming to CARIFED. And we also have our youth development training. And basically it gets into preparing young people to step out into not just the world of work, but society on a whole, and how to be, let's say, functional human beings in a society. So we will be teaching them on protocol, let's say how to address, let's say you're in a forum and the president steps in. What do you do? How do you conduct that ceremony, knowing that there is someone of higher status in your midst? We'll be teaching them protocol, and there'll also be a training on culinary arts and skills, because it is important that we teach them how to prepare a menu. Because one of the things I learned while doing my research is that if you drink red wine and then eat fish, the taste might not be very palatable. So teaching people how to prepare a menu is one of the very things that we plan on using to help develop our youth.
Well, and of course, all this information has been very useful in terms of really allowing persons to really understand and really get a picture of what Project Discovery Dominica is really about. And I'm sure a number of our listeners and viewers on the Facebook Live, of course, if you do have a question for the organization, you're out there and you're wondering how can I really support or really ask them about more about the mission and objectives, you can call in studio right now. It's 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. And of course, if you're overseas, you can call into studio. It's 305-432-9624. And of course, if you also have a question, feel free to drop it in the comment section on the Facebook Live. We are live on Facebook. That's Q95 FM radio. So we're going to take a short break to really get back where we will discuss prioritization of youth voices and really get to know really more about the operations and vision and mission of Project Discovery Dominica. And once again, we are here in studio with Project Discovery Dominica. We will be right back after this short break.
The very first sip, treasure the rare, inviting richness found in our light wooden notes with a hint of vanilla. This rum is aged in individually selected oak bourbon barrels to guarantee a superb mellow taste with notes of dried tropical fruits, exhilarating the palate. Our unique aging process unlocks sweet, oaky notes with aromas of chocolate, toffee, and dried fruits. Angus through a single barrel rum, distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Yeah. Living in the positive.
Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, NISBB, every week. Promotions and interviews with new entrepreneurs, successful small business owners, industry experts, consumers, and thought leaders, all sharing their knowledge and experiences, celebrating the innovative ideas, hard work, and resilience that define our Nature Isle small businesses, sharing their knowledge and experiences in investing, producing, processing, costing, pricing, marketing, shipping, managing their finances, customer relations, and everything in between. Only on Q95, the big station.
We have to buy local in this country, supporting local, to boost the economy, purchasing local, the best remedy, food propel, why do food only?
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Beacon's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call Archipelago Trading at 448-5247 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
Dominica, get ready for Mayfest Part 2. Non-stop fetting from Friday, May 31st. Setwa Official and MDC presents Hurricane Colors Juve Fest with music juggling by DJ Slim, DJ Turner, DJ Pocket, Kenny G, Signal Band, DJ Apute, and DJ MJ at the Marigot Fisheries Complex from 11 p.m. Saturday, June 1st is International Artist Night with entertainment by DJ Rest, Honor, Rich, Who Does It the Crew, Danger Team, and live on stage out of Jamaica. Back it up in the rover. Dancehall superstar, Governor.
Big woman thing, me I beg you up front.
Governor.
Tell them I beg you some.
The Booyah Boss, Asa Bantan. Dynamic and DJ MJ. It all goes down at the Marigot Fisheries Complex from 10 p.m. Hold on, we cool it down on Sunday, June 2nd from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. with the all-white cooler fest at the Pegwa Bay Riverside. Live performances by Nice. DJ Flip, Venomous Sounds, DJ Taffy, DJ Appy, and Tiki International.
Yo, the whistle.
May 31st to June 2nd, all roads lead to Marigot. See you there. This event is sponsored by Heineken, Digicel, Fine Foods Inc., Afwawi Big Shop, Caribbean, Big Belly Sound, Mackerson, Topitor, Divas, Middle Bay, Campari, Carlo Rossi, MCCU, Coca-Cola, Q95, the Government of Dominica, Carib Shandy.
Pull over, back it up in the rover.
And we are back. Of course, we are here in studio with Project Discovery Dominica, and we're discussing everything youth empowerment, youth in leadership, and of course, CARIFED, which is coming up in August. Of course, we're gonna delve a bit deeper into CARIFED. So we're gonna allow the communications director to give us a bit more information on CARIFED, and maybe if there's a person out there and really touch on how can you be part of CARIFED 2024.
Okay, so CARIFED 2024 is basically an activity on the Project Discovery Dominica. And there are two categories of outcomes for CARIFED 2024. The first category is envisioned as a capsule youth development and training project. The second category comprises activities aimed at educational development. Of course, I would like the president, Mr. Cameron, Augustine, to actually delve into the activities a bit. But basically, CARIFED is really geared towards the youth. It's to be used as a strategic skills-focused youth development activity. Participants will be exposed to activities that encourage global awareness, cultural literacy, civic engagement, and responsiveness to the needs of others, like I said. Consequently, participants are expected to organize and execute activities as part of Project Discovery youth development activities in Dominica. And that's with special reference to Dominica. Participants will play major roles in the development, organization, and execution of collaboration between Project Discovery Dominica, public sector, and/or private sector entities, which rebound to the benefit of youth of Dominica on a national level. So it's really the youth, engaging the youth to achieve basically a level of capacity building that is a bit unprecedented, or at least we haven't seen this, if we're being honest, in quite a couple of decades. We actually want to build the youth, the next generation, like I said in the starting of this program, has to be better than we are.
That's true.
So we can enjoy when you and I retire. We have a set of people that would be running the country that we can trust them to run. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is the goal. This is the end game.
Creating the next generation of leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we cannot leave it. We realize, and you and I off record, we had a discussion of that. We realize we cannot leave this to chance. We cannot just leave the youth through no disrespect to the education system. Or we cannot just leave the youth to a teacher, right? Or to a lecturer, and then that's it. when you drop off your kids to school, or they go to college, you just leave them to the lecturer and to the environment of the university or the college, and then that's it. That's not good enough. So NGOs like Project Discovery, we are here to basically fill the gap.
Wow.
And Carry Fed is one of the activities that definitely does that. I mean, the kinds of success stories. You'll get a chance to interview. I will actually make that happen. You'll get a chance to interview one of the founding members, Mr. President.
Mr. King.
Mr. King, Tyrone King.
He's founder.
Mr. King. Very
Yes.
passionate man, very intelligent, very, I would say, visionary. To have seen this gap, not just in countries like Dominica, but I mean, he's traveled all over the Caribbean, and he has seen this as a gap. This is a regional problem, and Project Discovery is here to stay. I myself, I feel proud to be part of this movement. I feel it's a movement now, and it's one that is encompassing all the elements that you would want your young child to develop, right? These are the things we are pushing: the positivity, the mental capacity and fortitude to handle the world, right? At present, giving them real world skills, not just something theoretical, and then you go at your home, you get a grade and you go home. That's not good enough, right? So Project Discovery is like a game changer. Carry Fed basically is our first project. It's a huge project, a huge undertaking, but we are committed to make it happen on August from the 7th to the 17th. Thank you, Treasurer.
Wow.
So that is Carry Fed basically in a nutshell. But let's go to the president. I'd like him to speak on the activities actually that we're going to be presenting to the participants.
All right, so CARIFED is a Caribbean Youth Forum on Environmental and Development. So it's actually a studies abroad program for 2 weeks. Every year it's in a different Caribbean island, and you just go and you immerse yourself in the culture. Like, for example, in Trinidad, where we went last year, we went to Parmain, where over 60% or 70% of Trinidad seasonings is actually made there. And it just makes you realize how we're so much more alike than different in the Caribbean. Because I went to Parliament and I had no idea that these people could speak Creole, and I could actually understand them. Yeah, and it turns out they were once under France, that part of Trinidad, and that's why. But the culture there is really strong. It's really different from other parts in Trinidad, and it was a great experience to just experience that. And again, CARIFED is not just about work, it's hard work, it's also about having fun. So when you go to the different islands, you will go to different activities. Like, let's say if we have a park, you will go there. Like, in, for example, Trinidad, well, for me, what I enjoyed the most was going to the zoo. All my life I never thought I would actually see a lion, and it's actually bigger than a mini fan. Just seeing it up close, it's really big. And they had giraffes, they had crocodiles, and that's right here in the Caribbean, and I enjoyed that a lot. And again, seeing the process in Point 14, how they handle their oil, and where Trinidad got most of their wealth from. That was just an amazing experience. And then after that, you go and you can include that into your own project, and use it and go out there and pitch your ideas. Like our own night, like I said, was about absenteeism, father's absenteeism in the household. But the other team that won, we didn't win. I thought we did really well, but the team that won, it's a competition. Their one was about using plastics to make roads, and they went out there and they did really well. They pitched the idea. They brought a piece of rock and plastic on the table, and they blew us out. But that's basically the idea. But it's really hands-on learning, and learning to work with each other. Because at first it was kind of difficult working with I'm not taking jobs at anybody, but with the Bajans especially. But in the end, we learned to love each other because we disagreed. My team was one Dominican, myself, a Trinidadian, and a Bajan, and we had different ideas how to go about this, how to go about that. But in the end, we learned to work with each other, and we grew to love each other. And I mean, you make lifelong friends, and that's part of Carifed, basically.
Well, just to add to that, specific, just to bring it home, specific to Dominica, participants will take part in 6 stores.
Wow.
Yeah. So then the
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's I told you this is not a small venture. It's huge. So when we're done here, we expect parents to contact us. We expect businesses to contact us to actually make this happen, because the domino effect is that when you come in as a youth into this program on the 7th of August, you do not leave the same. That's the point. That's the point. It's development. It's networking. You're meeting people, in the business sector and your peers, and so you're not gonna leave the same. So back to what I was saying.
Yes.
6 stores. The northeast stores, and actually the 6 stores has mini tours. So it's a lot of activity. So you wake up early in the morning, you go to bed late at night. I think by 10, 11, you are going to be fully engaged when you enter this. I call it a camp. So we have northeast stores, Cabrit's National Park. We have that as number 1. We know that's a beautiful site in Dominica. And of course, the participants will be given a tour, a professional tour at these sites, by the way. So it's not just you just go in there and you know, okay, what are you doing there? You're learning something.
That's right.
All right, you're learning something in every single event. So the Cabrit's National Park, expect to go there. The Cana Village, you will be brought there as well. Cool Soufriere, Boane Falls, Red Rock. Yes, there is a
places I've never been.
Red Rock. Okay, the Chocolate Factory. 2, we would be giving tours in the valley. So Freshwater Lake, which is extremely popular, the Berry Lake, Middleham Falls, and of course some of the hot springs with supervision. We want to also emphasize, just before I continue, that we take basically the supervision aspect and the safety,
yes,
all right, of these youth extremely serious, to the point where we would have persons designated at each quarter. So when you come to Carifed, you, like I said, it's like a camp. You don't come in the morning and then leave 6 o'clock to go and get a bus somewhere to try and come back the next day. No, you are fully immersed into Carifed 2024. You are taken care of.
That's right.
When you pay your ticket or you pay for the admission, which I believe is 1,540, it is all inclusive. That includes everything with logistics, your food, morning, noon, night.
So it's how much?
It's 1,540 EC.
So when is the deadline?
US. Well, we're trying to push until July or mid-July.
Yeah.
To give people time. But of course, that can always be extended because we already have, I can safely say, we already have over 20 or 25 participants already booked. All right, and we're catering for at least
40.
Yeah, between 40 and 60.
That's the one. No, but that's coming from different islands.
Yeah. So this is happening. It's already in motion, and we want our Dominican youth to benefit from this. All right, and so like I said, safety extremely important. The quarters, just to allay any fear of the parents. When you send your youth to this training camp, basically, they're safe. Their quarters are designated. So the sleeping quarters, everybody have their own bed.
Right.
The men is in their quarters on their side, the women on theirs. There's no mingling. Okay? And the bathrooms, we have bathrooms for the men, bathrooms for the women.
Yeah.
Dressing area, same thing. Showers, same thing. So there's absolutely nothing to doubt, nothing to fear, nothing to be concerned about, except that your child is your young adult is basically going to get basically this in-depth, training and capacity building from CARIFED 2024. And moving forward on the third line of activities we have here, Kalinago territory. We have tours for that area. Les Kali Teche, the Barana Uti site. Also, we plan to, like I said, all these events are educational. So we plan to engage the President Carib chief. We plan to engage him and basically get his views on a number of perspectives regarding our indigenous Kalinago people. And we will also allow participants to enjoy a river bath at Concord River, to fully get immersed, into the whole Kalinago experience. The Southern City Tour, which would include Scott's Head, Monbruce Botanical Gardens, the iconic botanical gardens. Participants will also have an opportunity to shop for some souvenirs. As we know, we always have some vendors out selling very nice, nifty crafts, with the Dominica flag embedded on it, or some form of the Dominica symbol, whether it's a Cicero parrot or etc. And then we have an event I believe many will enjoy, horseback riding.
That's right.
Now, we're not in Texas.
My favorite.
Right? We're not in Texas, but if Asa could do it, why not do it?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So horseback riding and a farm tour. And then I know some people might be saying, but there's so much to do. Will they have the actual time to get this done? That's what That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is jam-packed and everything is paid for already. It is all inclusive. It doesn't get better than that. It's like, picture it, you sending your kid, let's say, on summer vacation to Antigua or Jamaica or to meet their aunt in St. Martin. The ticket, as we know, is above 1,500 EC. That's just the ticket. You have to consider accommodation. You have to consider food, even if you're sending them by a relative, which goes above that. So in essence, you're talking about roughly 2,500 EC.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's be real. Your child is getting an all-inclusive, basically, we call it a staycation, with an educational component attached to that for $1,540. A life-changing experience. It's a giveaway. It's literally a giveaway. And so the last activity, basically, that we have here is the Waitikubuli Trail. We want to hike some segments of that. And
actually, we are hiking one segment, which is segment 5, which is the Jacko Flats.
Jacko Flats. Okay, so segment 5. Thank you, Treasurer. Segment 5, Jacko Flats. The participants will be hiking that. And so, as you can see, participants would experience Dominica in all its beauty and glory. And again, we will never let go of that educational component and building capacity. So this is just some of the main activities that we have planned for that 10-11 day period, from the 7th to the 17th of August 2024.
That's right.
Well, it sounds like a very impactful and educated. Almost reminds me of a real day camp, and of course, residents can look forward to no sleep.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So CARIFED is an annual event. So after CARIFED 2024, are there any hopes for Dominic growth in CARIFED in the future?
Well, from what I've been told, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag so soon, but from what I've been told by the other board directors, is that they're already thrilled. Wow. I mean, some of the professionals we have coming down from Jamaica, Barbados, they are thrilled to come into Dominica when we laid out the plans that we have. All right. And I will let, of course, one of our executive members here actually speak on the other activities we have, because what I gave you was just really the outdoor activities.
Yeah.
This is not it. This is not the entirety. We have seminars and lectures. And of course, I'll let Gio, of course, go into that.
Okay, so remember I mentioned that the theme for this year is sustainable ecotourism in the Caribbean. And yes, we have so many hikes and tours, and Dominica is the nature island. But at the end of Caribbean, we want the youth to leave knowing like what is ecotourism and what relation does it have to sustainability. And that is why we decided that during the course of the 2 weeks, there will be obviously a schedule when you wake up, breakfast, etc. There will be, I believe, five seminars, and one of them will be a seminar on indigenous ecotourism and cultural preservation, because we know that our indigenous people are a fundamental part of our history, and it is important to remind people of their story, how they came about. So this will be one of the seminars hosted. And we have another seminar on ecotourism and technology. So we know that technology is the way forward. We have artificial intelligence. So how does technology tie with ecotourism? So this is one of the things we are bringing forward. Dominica is a nature island. So how do we use technology to advertise Dominica as an ecotourism destination? So this will be one of the focuses of this particular seminar. And then we have a lecture on ecotourism and climate change. So climate change is a big topic. Everyone is about, oh, the world is getting hotter, the ozone layer is being depleted, etc. So how would climate change affect ecotourism? For example, Dominica is known to have 365 rivers. 365 rivers. Okay. But it is said that due to climate change, rivers are drying up. So if Dominica has 365 rivers, and we are advertising it as an ecotourism destination, how does climate change affect that title? And then we have another one, which is very important due to the Caribbean Challenge, which Raquel will talk about. It is case studies in sustainable ecotourism, because they will be tasked with, she will explain it, but they will be tasked with a question, a problem, and they have to develop something to deal with that problem. So this seminar is very important that the students attend, because it will teach them, how to analyze situation and coming up with various solutions. How do you do your research, etc. And then there's one more seminar that we'll have, and it is a course in basic research methods. So you have a question or challenge, and then now you have to find how to solve it. So how do you go about gathering information? For example, you want to know how many tourist ships landed in Dominica in 2024.
Yeah.
This seminar will tell you, well, do we do a questionnaire, an interview? Do we send out questions to the media and so forth? So this is how important we view our seminars, and each of them is stuck to the theme, and they help to make young people understand what does sustainable ecotourism in the Caribbean mean, and how are we going to integrate that with everything that our society has to offer.
Oh, and of course, two areas really stood up to me from the information that you gave is building the capacity of young people on island, and of course, I forgot the other part, but I will mention later. But I saw you guys have a very not much speakers for that that particular aspect, but it's very well balanced. So who are some of the speakers that you guys have, and what are some of the areas that they will cover?
So the speakers are Katie Julian, which will be talking about ecotourism and climate change.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Frederick, Indigenous Ecotourism and Cultural Preservations. Anika Bellot on case studies and sustainable ecotourism. However, we need 2 more lecturers. We need one for ecotourism and technology and basic research methods. Interested people, persons willing to give a lecture or discussion on any of these 2 topics, can contact us via our email, Facebook, or even our contact info number, which is 615-0200.
So there is a call for lecturer.
Or we could say experts in that field. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a lecturer.
Or somebody who has an interest in it.
And of course, that you guys are really, I can really see the picture of Project Discovery. Exactly. And of course, engaging persons with expertise in these areas, of course. So if you're out there listening to us, or if you're viewing us right on Facebook, or you actually know someone who might be interested in that area, of course, you can reach out to Project Discovery, Dominica. So while we're winding down to our last minute on the program, let's really discuss a bit more information that you believe will be important for persons as it relates to CARIFED 2024.
Well, we're going to deal with entrepreneurs also. So that's one of the fields that we want to look at. So most likely I'll have conversations with Mr. Roll already. He's the coordinator of the Dominica Youth Business Trust.
Yes.
So that's something we want to bring in, entrepreneurship, because that is part of the whole theme for this year. And that's it.
And also, you can follow us on our Facebook page, Project Discovery Dominica -PDDOM. And also, for those of you who are interested in participating in CARIFED, I know that the sum of $1,500 seems a lot, and we are complaining country hard by country hard. So there is a payment plan available. So we are willing to work with you. We don't, it would be great, but we don't expect everybody to suddenly pop up with $1,500. That's almost like a salary.
Yeah.
So we have a payment plan where I believe 80% of the CARIFED fund should be paid by the time of the actual event. So if you paid 80%, and then there's a registration fee. So once you pay a registration fee, we can work with you and you will pay it by part. So we don't expect you to just pop up with $1,500. There is a payment plan available, and you can contact us like our Facebook page and be part of this amazing family of Project Discovery so you can engage in CARIFED and future projects.
Wow. And of course, guys, thank you so much for really deciding to come up here. And I know, of course, this Project Discovery Dominica, it's really an opportunity that young persons in Dominica needs to really embrace, as you stated, your mission and your vision for young persons in Dominica. But before you leave today, we'll also allow our guests to really leave at least a motivational sentence or something with our young listeners and viewers on our social media platforms. So before you leave, what are your last messages from each one of you as it relates to CARIFED or Project Discovery, or let's say youth empowerment on island?
All right, start with me. Invest in your child's development.
Okay.
Can you skip me, please?
I will get back to you. Yes. Let's do our communications.
So one message I have for every young person out there is, yes, invest in yourself, because where do you see yourself 5 years from now? We have to move. The world is moving and we have to move with it. And I believe that if we invest in ourselves and we're willing to network and put ourselves out there, we can always get something meaningful. Because I never thought that this time last year that I would be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
So invest in yourself, put yourself out there. Opportunities do not fall in your lap unless you were born with a golden spoon. So, yes.
That's true.
Let's do the communication.
And on that note, getting those words from our fantastic communications officer, I will just say, seize the opportunity, embrace the support that will be given to you when you seize the opportunity of CARIFED 2024. You will be empowered by the end of CARIFED 2024, and you can definitely, I think everyone will agree that you will become a more, I would say, a model citizen for the future of the Commonwealth of Dominica after CARIFED 2024. And on that note, like we said, persons can expect more from Project Discovery Dominica. I just want to emphasize that Project Discovery Dominica is the main branch, or I would say the umbrella organization. CARIFED is just a product of Project Discovery Dominica. There will be more activities like CarryFed. You can bet on that after CarryFed 2024. And so the persons who join or are willing to just be a part of Project Discovery Dominica, even just as a member, to benefit from the future activities, don't be afraid. Give us a call. Enroll your child, because you would be investing in your child. Thank you.
And of course, thank you, Mr. Farrell. And before we end our program, let's get back to the lady who will be bring down the curtains for the program.
So a little advice to you: surround yourself with positive people.
Yeah.
Because that will help influence you in the future. So you see, I joined Project Discovery. I have been acting different lately because I have been growing, maturing. So surround yourself with people that will uplift you, not people that will bring you down.
Correct.
Just surround yourself with positive mindsets so you can become a positive mindset yourself.
Thank you so much. And of course, we do hope that young persons listen, or even the older folks out there listening and viewing, that you, of course, will take in these important words that these young persons have said and really use it to motivate and grow you and advance your skills and abilities for the betterment of society. And once again, thank you so much to all members here from Project Discovery Dominica. And of course, NISBB will be following the work that you guys will be starting soon in Dominica. And of course, we'll be following the process and the progress of CarryFed 2024. Of course, we're looking to have you guys back here as soon as your launch is over. So reach out to me and let's have you guys back. And let's move forward with Project Discovery Dominica.
Definitely.
Yes. So thank you guys so much. And from all of us here, wish you guys all the best on your mission and vision on Island.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, guys, this brings an end to our program, one of our episodes on the NISBB program. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. And of course, we thank our good sponsors from Archipelago Trading, Agents of Beacon Insurance Limited. And of course, we will see you guys next week, Tuesday. Stay tuned. The evening news package comes up next.
The romance begins from the very first sip. Treasure the rare, inviting richness found in our light wooden notes with a hint of vanilla. This rum is aged in